What up, guys? So I just wanted to make a keys to the game, winning the game for each team. So unfortunately, we have no good recent data at all for these teams. This was the most recent game, March 24th, and the Thunder still had Giddy and also Chet was playing. So we can't really take too much by this. Although I think the key to the game for the Bucks is going to be these assists, and since there's no Middleton, it's going to be all on Dame. So I really think Dame is going to have to go hard at getting his teammates good shots. The Thunder are probably going to. I think Shea is going to end up being on Dame defensively. And I think the Thunder are going to send a combination of J Dub, Casey Wallace, and Lou Dort at Giannis. Just switch everything. And probably Hartenstein will end up on Giannis a good amount too, just because of screens. So that's going to be interesting. Giannis, of course, is going to get his. I definitely think he'll eclipse 30 points, and he should be able to get a lot of rebounds. He's going to be a force out there. And the Thunder, their coach, it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with Giannis, especially on the offensive boards. I think that's going to be a really, really important factor in this game as well. So Dame says Giannis rebounds. On the other end for the Thunder, oh yeah, this game doesn't matter. Um, the Thunder. So obviously Shea is gonna get his, and the Bucks don't really have a defensive stopper like the Thunder do. The Thunder are a far greater on-ball defensive team. So I think the Bucks, their best thing to do is gonna just be not foul Shea and put size out there. Bobby Portis, I think, is gonna be very important in this game. We'll see if Doc gives him minutes, because I think Doc may be putting his rookies or young players, AJ Green and um, Jackson Jr., both on an island with Shea, and it's gonna be tough for them to not foul. It's tough for anybody, but they gotta keep Shea off the line. I think that's their best chance, and that is much easier said than done, especially if he's not settling for threes, for semi-contested threes. Always take open threes, of course. J-Dub is very important to the Thunder in this game, as well as Hartenstein. I think those two are going to have to run a pretty mean pick and roll game, and then both of them are going to need to create and rebound. I think that's going to be the key. The Thunder are going to need some quality three-point shots, and they're also going to need Lou Dort and Casey Wallace to hit a few threes and play well offensively. I think we'll probably see some swings, pretty big swings each way. Like, could easily see each team being down like close to 10 points at times and then bring it back close. The Thunder can run away with it, especially if they try and deny Giannis, double Giannis, make him facilitate. That's going to be tough. That's going to put even more onus on D. Lillard to be that guy and take over this game as a creator, an assist man. It's really interesting. I've been thinking about this game a lot, and with Middleton in, I think the Thunder were more likely to win just because he's still coming back. I still do think that Thunder win, and there is blowout potential for the Thunder because it's been 2 weeks of the Bucks playing with Middleton back in the lineup. So that's going to be a little weird because Middleton does give you a lot of assists. He does give you a lot on the floor, especially offensively, not just as a shooter. It's going to be very interesting. I I couldn't believe this, but that's yeah. This is doesn't matter. We don't really have that much data. Like as you guys see, these teams barely play, so I'm not sure. And I think being at a neutral court it makes it even harder to predict. predict. I think home court would have mattered a pretty large amount for both of these teams. So, uh, there's one thing that really interests me. Vegas has Damian Lillard's over under at 5 turnovers, which is a whole lot. Especially considering I feel like Giannis is going to be the main ball handler in this game and constantly on the attack. So I think that's going to be ball security is going to be very important for D Lillard, especially. He needs to be tight with it, and like I said, be a creator, put pressure on the defense, not just as a shooter. Because yeah, the Bucks, no Middleton, offensively may be really challenged, and getting Brook Lopez involved, especially from three, is going to be imperative for the Bucks, which they have not been willing to do, regardless who has been on the court. Brook Lopez is such a good player, and against Hartenstein, it's really important for the Bucks to bring Hartenstein out on the 3-point line, just away from the paint, make things as easy as possible for Giannis. So we'll see. Dame has been looking much better using the pick and roll or pick and pop with Brillo, so that's encouraging for the Bucks. On the other end, the Bucks really don't have anybody to stop Shea. Like, they're gonna have to rotate through probably like 4 or 5 players. Connaughton has not been getting minutes at all. If he's not injured, I do expect him to get in the game just to have a body on Shea that doesn't have a ton of fouls. Fouls and turnovers are pretty much the name of the game for Bucks. Minimize both of those and they'll be all right. This will be a close game. And then facilitate, create for others is going to be number 2. And then getting Brook Lopez good quality 3-point shots is the number 3 key. Or Bobby Lopez. Just forcing people to get out of the paint on the Thunder, because they're going to be playing off Giannis. And they're going to try and make this as hard as possible for Giannis and make him not play his game, the game he wants to play. The Bucks, I feel like they might end up playing a zone versus the Thunder, and that has not worked out well for them at all this season. The Thunder just they have matchup problems, especially with Lou Dort being on heater recently, and Cason Wallace hasn't been afraid to shoot either. It's gonna be tough for the Bucks defensively. They can stand up to the challenge. It's gonna be mostly mental for the Bucks on defense, and it's really hard, especially when you have the caliber of like Shea. You're going against SGA and J-Dub, both huge problems, athletically blessed, size-wise extremely blessed. Like, they're an issue, and they both play very intelligently. Taurean Prince, I think they might be able to hide him on defense, but I really think he's not going to get too many minutes this game. And the more I'm thinking about this, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. It's hard. It's really hard to predict, though. And for all the people betting on this game, I would advise to kind of not bet. We don't have good data on this. Like, the sample size is so small, and out of the sample size we do have, neither of these teams have been full strength anytime recently. So add to that, this is going to be a playoff type game, so core players on both teams are going to get a ton of minutes, 40 minutes probably, if not more, for Giannis and Dame. It's going to be hard to predict. I think Giannis will get his points. Outside of that, Shea will get his points. I don't know, and that's not even a guarantee. I really think this game could end up being like a high 90s, mid 90s game, points scored for each team. But yeah, I do think we're having a really good game. I hope we have a good game. There is definitely blowout potential for the Thunder to just absolutely decimate this Bucks team without Middleton. Hopefully that'll be unlikely, because it would be really good for the NBA for this to be a good game. So we'll see. I hope the refs they've been really good this season. Last season, the refs nearly made the NBA unwatchable. My main critique of the refs this season is the level of physicality allowed has been very iffy from ref team to ref team. And not iffy, it's just been Some refs are calling it with a medium amount of contact allowed, and then games like last night, well, I already forgot who it was. Oh, Jesus, the Nuggets and Kings. That was a physical game. Like, that would press people from the '90s to be in there. That was, yeah, they were hitting out there. So if we get a game like that, that definitely favors the Thunder, big time, big time. Especially considering the Thunder have the depth to send people in to just foul if they need to, and getting a lot of foul calls will not be called. Yeah, definitely favors the Thunder, but that's impossible to predict. Don't try and gamble on any bullshit like that. It's dumb. I would just not gamble and enjoy this game if I was you guys. And that's what I'm doing too. Uh, but yeah, my prediction is the Thunder win. Will they cover? They're minus 5.5 right now. It's tough. It's really tough. I don't know. It's impossible to tell for me. So, if anything, I would just not bet. But yeah, that's really all I got to say. I hope you guys enjoy the game. Take care.